So we were with the workshop regarding rural medicine, and we were set to try to find a solution for 3 tasks, 3 problems regarding rural medicine in GPtopia. The 3 problems were the challenges with multi-morbid patients, secondly the lack of health access in rural areas, and thirdly the challenges of recruiting and retaining doctors in rural areas. And we came up with 3 sort of catchphrases to solve the problem. We'll explain them later. So firstly, dream teams, the rural element. This is regarding the problem with the multimorbid patients, and explained by this element figure. With the blue dot with a clinic or a doctor's office, where people can, where doctors will sort of reach out to groups of patients, reaching out to more patients at the same time, and also a multidisciplinary approach with also nurses and other healthcare workers. This can be used both to inform about chronic diseases like diabetes or COPD, to raise awareness and sort of work as a prevention element, and also for self-help issues later when patients have been found and can empower themselves, so to speak. The next slide was regarding the problem of healthcare access, and this is mobility connecting people. But this is actually the wrong picture, so this is the picture we're trying to explain and color.
Okay, I will explain the mobility part. We got a bit creative. So we believe that rural areas are also a lot remote areas. It's a lot of high altitude areas, so the access from the patient to the clinic is always compromised. So we believe this should be a patient-centered system that goes to the patient. So the head of the patient should be the clinic. He belongs to the clinic. And so we should also empower the patient so that the patient doesn't need us so much. So as the head, we should increase the awareness for disease, increase the empowerment of the patient and his knowledge about his disease and his comorbidities, but also keeping the link with the clinic. And then the arms will be the acting parts. So the first arm is the, left. So it's a triage system that we came up with. It can be just a nurse, or a nurse and a physician, a nurse, a doctor, and for example, a physiotherapist that will go, for example, to a village and triage the patient. So, and they would make a priority system to make a plan for the needs of each patient. So from then we can decide which kind of means we will send to each patient. After that first triage, we have the GP bus, which is an amazing dream bus. It has Wi-Fi, it has MRI, it has PET scan, it has spirometry, it has beds, reclinable seats, warm seats. It's the dream. So our plan is to take the GP bus everywhere, so we can take the necessity of the patient to him and not make an already limited patient that's bound by osteoarthritis or his mobility is bound. Most times he doesn't have enough financial support to move around, so we will go to him on our lovely bus.
And to try to solve the third problem with the recruitment and retainment of doctors, which the solution was the rural web actually, but the figure is more like this. This is the web.
Okay, I will explain that again. This is the spider dog. So our aim is to create a web, a network, to make rural medicine attractive to everyone. So as you see in the center, it's us, okay, the doctors. And the first step, we believe, is to create medical education in rural areas, physically place a university or college there. Because you create jobs, you boost the economy, you create a certain life, and you will be surrounded by peers when you move there to work. So that should be the first step. Then we should proceed to the good use of internet and communication devices. So on the left you see a continued medical education, a CME in a laptop. I'm sorry, I'm not that good at drawing. And we should pursue our medical education through the resources we already have. We have Skype, we have e-consultations on the right. There's a small camera and the skin lesion, for example, for dermatology. So there's a lot of things we can do by distance. So why spend resources getting close? We can improve this without spending that much money. And then we can continue with the benefits. We believe that if you go work in a rural area, you deserve benefits. It's different. You don't have a lot of stuff. So the paycheck should be bigger, so you see the bag of money down. And we also believe that you should have an accessible mobility way. So GP Airlines, GP Bus, or at least free tickets or ticket discounts that can improve mobility from you to your family and from your family to you. And with all of that, you're still boosting the economy of rural areas, which is a main topic. This is a snowball. You need to make that place work better. So if the place works better and has better resources, everything will be more attractive to everyone. And in the end, you will see free rent down there, so housing conditions should be offered. And also, on the left, you will see the meetings, the peers. We believe that doctors should be hired as team, not just one doctor to one clinic, at least 2 doctors per clinic, so that you don't feel lonely and you have a colleague to discuss with. Also, the hiring package should bring the spouse, should allow the placement of the spouse and create a job for the spouse. And also, we believe regular meetings with our peers, even through Skype or through an arranged monthly meeting, for example, would make you feel less lonely and then attract GPs to rural areas.
Free Wonka. We came up with a few slogans that we believe will be very catchy. You were thinking of the hashtags.
Yeah. So the first hashtag you should learn from today is rock and rural.
All right. Thank you very much.